Welcome to Release to Results, the Course in Miracles workbook series. Today it's lesson 53, which is a review of lessons 11 through 15. We're looking at meaningless thoughts showing me a meaningless world. We're looking at upsets because I'm seeing stuff that has no meaning, nothing dependable. So I'm getting upset. And a meaningless world engenders fear. It's insane to be thinking these kinds of thoughts and putting them out into the world and having those reflections. And then God did not create a meaningless world. How can a meaningless world exist if God did not create it? What am I focusing on and holding? There's a lot of releasing style concepts in the Course in Miracles. That's why I'm so happy to be going through this with you guys because what we see here in Dr. Hawkins' work in letting go is all thoughts are fakes. They're not even real. They're just trying to explain these feelings, this energy. And so if we can just allow this energy to come up and release it, we can start to see a whole new world, have very different kinds of thoughts. So, what we're going to do is just allow up some of these feelings behind these insane thoughts, the things we don't even want. Well, we must have wanted them at some point. We're valuing them, we're holding on to them as if they're important. Though, what happens when we let ourselves devalue it, deglamorize some of these thoughts that we've had, and feel this energy and release it? Finally become willing to let go of the way I've been seeing things so that I can see something that's actually there behind my illusions. So we'll start by just looking at what's something, and again, no judgment or moralization here. It's okay to judge, it's okay to moralize, but could you just see what comes up if you ask, what is something insane that I've been thinking about? What's something that I don't even want to see reflected in the world, though I've been holding it in mind? Things I'm afraid of, worried about, things I'm attacking, places I'll be attacked. What's some insane thinking that I've been having now that I know my thoughts are showing up in the world, that I am the cause? What have I been causing that I don't want to cause, that I would choose not to cause now? And could you go behind any of those insane thoughts and notice the feeling that's there for you? What's this feeling that I've been holding that would be on the frequency of such insane creation? And it's okay noticing it, allowing it up, surrendering this energy as I discover this energy. Oh, just feeling what's been carried behind insane thinking. Just feeling this energy. This is a really great time to not need to label it, not need to know what it is. Just a feeling, just some energy. And could I let it go? Could I? Would I let it go? Just surrendering this energy. Maybe it stays, maybe it goes. When could I let go of insane thinking and the feeling that perpetuates it? And if there's any feeling there that's behind insane thinking, if it's still there, can you notice any valuing this energy or an insane thought or a thought of something you don't even want? We call this what's the juice? What's the payoff of holding on to an insane thought that I don't even want, that I don't want to create in the world? Can you notice what it feels like to value and hold on to the small payoff of insanity? And without making good or bad of what's coming up for you, could you allow it to come up? And letting the thoughts drift by, could you feel the energy that's been held or carried or even valued as if something you want? And could you just let yourself hold it? It's been carried. Could you consciously let yourself feel, hold, be with this energy? Could you sit with a feeling, noticing it, gently embracing it, ignoring the thoughts about it? And could you release insane thinking or valuing? Would you release this energy that would hang on to what you don't even like or want? When could you release? And oh, you've heard it. Sanity is doing something again and again the same way, expecting a different result. Well, what have you been thinking about again and again and again in the same way, getting the same results and holding on to where you don't even want those results? Can you just notice the pattern, doing things the same way, thinking the same kinds of thoughts, and getting the same results? Or somewhere where that's been happening for you, insanity. And without making bad of it, good of it, could you go behind some of these repetitive negative thoughts, insane thoughts, and just allow the energy on that frequency to emerge, to come up? Could you consciously let the energy, the attractor pattern of such insane thinking arise? And just noticing this feeling this vibration, this energy, without trying to change it or make it different, just letting it run. It's how it runs out. And could you surrender thinking the same thoughts again and again, expecting a different result? Insanity. Could you surrender that? Give it up. You never have to. And would you surrender this feeling? Turn it over and allow real thoughts and sanity. When could you surrender the patterns of negativity, this energy, and those kinds of thoughts? For I'm upset because I'm holding insane thoughts. What I'm holding in mind is showing up in the world. I'm causing effects by thinking about things. What is an insane thought that I've been causing in the world? And with your honesty and allowing and acknowledging of anything that comes up for you, to just be okay. Oh, there it is. There's that insane thought. Might even be aware of where it's showing up in the world, where you're causing an effect with it. And could you go behind such insane thinking and notice any feeling that's there for you that would be running when you think this again and again and put it into the world? Could you open up and allow this stored or carried energy that's been held to move just by feeling it, noticing it, letting it run? And could you let go of this insane thinking and this energy on that frequency? Yes or no is fine. Would you let go of insane thinking if you could? Put new things into the world, real things, actual things. When could you release the energy of insane, meaningless thinking for real thoughts? And if your thoughts are creating the world, is there any thoughts that are real, that aren't insane? What's a real thought that you would really see in the world? And you could open up and ask, what's a real thought? sane thought, a true thought. And could you open up and notice any resistance to thinking truly? Anything that comes up for you in the way of thinking about what's real? Any denial or refusal of the truth? And that's okay without making good or bad of it. Could you just notice this energy behind denial of real thinking, sane thinking, true thinking? Whatever it is, wherever it is, needs not further labeling or understanding. Could you just feel it? What's been carried? Could you let this energy flow so that you can let it go? And could you let go of resisting or denying real thoughts, real creation? Would you drop the resistance? When could you let go of resisting truth, sanity, real thinking, the thoughts you think with God? And what thoughts would you think with God? What would you really create if you were all powerful, omniscient? What would be true? What would you put forth into the world? What thoughts would you think with God? What would you create? And could you open up and just allow any real thoughts to come up? And could you notice if there's any resisting, denying, or rejecting real thinking, what you would create with God? And could you notice how that feels? What comes up for you? Not good or bad, just something that seems to be happening now. Could you open up and even feel it more? The resistance to real thinking and real creation with God. And could you surrender that resistance, that denial, that refusal? Just could you give it up? Would you surrender resisting true, sane creation? When could you surrender? And what thoughts do you think with God? Not apart, not a God out there and you here. When you're with God, when you have the power of creation, which is shared, what do you think? What do you cause in the world through thinking? What's a real insane thought that you would have show up in the world? What's real? You can choose. Could you allow the thoughts that you think with God? Could you let real thinking happen? Could you cause that in the world? You will choose what you value. Do you value insane thoughts or do you value real thoughts that you think with God? And if you find yourself in any insane thinking today, smallness, limitation, fears, attacks, guilt, could you notice the illusion you're focusing on and putting into the world and release the energy behind it? And could you allow yourself to return to sanity, a power which will restore you to sanity? Could you welcome being with that power, being with God? And could you allow the thoughts you think with God causing reality in the world? Well done, releasing. Thank you for joining us for lesson 53 of A Course in Miracles. And we're going to keep on rolling with this every day. So look forward to seeing y'all in the next session. And check out if you don't have the workbook, it's free. It's available on apps, it's available online. And feel free to just go over some of these lessons today and see what comes up for you and release what you're not. Thank you so much. Have the best day you can.